It is a lover that left. And
Say again?
it is a lover that left me, and somebody that I attracted in even one of the worst times of my life. And I don't understand how that happened, but in the best time of my life, I can't seem to get them back, and that's what I'm trying to get clarity.
When we asked for clarification, because it wasn't clear to us if you had said a lover who left or love that left. And there's such a distinction, because if you want someone to love you and flow their love to you, and we know how good that feels, and we can understand why, if they're not doing that now, that wouldn't feel as good as it felt when they were doing it. But if you can remember that the reason that you feel the way you feel is for one reason only, is because of what you're broadcasting. What you are broadcasting or radiating or spewing has a relationship with what your inner being is doing at the same time about the same thing. So when it matters to you that you are loved, you can't control that, because people have different ideas about what they want. You heard our friend say she cut him loose.
Yes.
As she chose what felt better to her. If in order to feel good, you need them to be spewing that to you, you're always going to be in trouble over something, because you are not the object of attention to which everyone else is serving, you see. But when you realize that the way you feel is about what you're flowing, and so what you're really saying to us is, I miss this person who was an object of attention, who I could really flow a lot of love to. I miss having that object to flow love toward. So you're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to remember good times, but maybe that hurts too much. Or you're going to have to get busy doing other things, focus on other things that aren't about that subject. Or you're going to have to step back a little bit and think about so much that you still do love, get in the appreciation mode about different things. And it's our promise to you. You see, you can't have a lover leave you in any way without putting big time in your vortex the return of that somehow, some way. But you can't get into the receptive mode to let it in if you're still feeling the loss of the lover. The loss of the lover caused you to create another, but you can't find that person if you're not in the receptive mode, and you can't be in the receptive mode if you're still feeling the loss of your lover. Sort of a vicious circle, isn't it?
It is. And one thing I've learned to appreciate is what it's caused me to do with my life, to turn it around and learn the things that I'm learning and try to get back on that.
And what if that person was never meant to be, it was never your intention, it was never meant to be the end of it all in terms of relationships? What if it was a step along the way to help you to get into alignment with who you really are, so that the next lover who comes is also predominantly in alignment?
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Well, it's easy for us to drop these breadcrumbs for you because we can see the whole story. In other words, we understand the whole thing. We know who you are, and we know where you're going, and we know it can be fun. But you've got to put yourself in the place where you can feel the fun and feel the ease and feel the joy in order to receive the good ideas and experience the good timing to have. But you see, even though we know you really want this lover, even if we knew where this person was, we would not take the other by the hand and you by the hand and bring you together. Not right now. Because, first of all, we are not the creator of your reality. And even though we know that, isn't it nice if you have enough experiences to get you really solid in that receptive mode? Because if you're sometimes spewing inky mist, you're going to meet somebody that's not going to pan out. And if you're never spewing the inky mist, when you meet, it's going to be really, really good. Feel the difference? Mm-hmm. One day a woman said to us, Abraham, I need you to help my son find a mate. I want him to find one quickly. And we said, well, we don't think that's a very good idea. And she couldn't believe we were saying that. Why? She thought it was the answer to everything that was bothering him, because that's what he was suffering over so much. And we said, if he finds someone now, that person will be just like he is. Unemployed, feeling bad, not doing very well. And they'll just bang around together and then it'll all blow up. And she said, that's what's been happening. And we said, he wants to remember who he is and become who he is, so he attracts someone to him of who he really is, not who he almost is. You see? And so It's nice that you have so many other wonderful things to think about. And we were projecting something that almost caused Esther to say, be patient. But it isn't about patience. When someone thanks Esther for her patience, she says, you have me mixed up with somebody else. Because you all want what you want when you want it. But if you can remember, the reason why you want it is for something that you can already accomplish. Here's an example. And we're continuing here because it's satisfying so many things around the room, and because you're so close for this to really click into place for you. So feel for just a moment the idea of having quickly or now having $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000 at your fingertips to spend in any way you want, and feel how nice that would be. And then feel the difference between the universe yielding to you instantaneously a way for that to happen in terms of probability, and the ability to imagine prosperity. Do you think it would be easier for you to imagine prosperity, or to by the end of the day have $300,000 in your hand? That was an interesting exercise, because a lot of you said, just give me the damn money, Abraham, and stop messing with me. But what we're getting at, given the belief systems that most of you have, the idea of getting the money and getting it today is far less likely to you than the imagining of it. And yet you say, but Abraham, the imagining of it would be far less satisfying than the having of it. Well, we'll give you that from where you are standing, but we want the imagining of it, which you can do today, to be enough so that you do it today. And since you can do it today, if the imagining of it will be enough for you that you let it soothe you, then it is our promise to you, it will turn into the thing. Those thoughts will turn into the thing. But if you need the money before you allow yourself to have the thought, you've got yourself at a stalemate. Did you hear that? You got to do the vibrational work first, and then it will turn to the thing that you want. So that's why we were saying that we don't want to just give you the thing, because we know how much fun you're going to have in the journey as the thoughts are turning into the things. And you all are so looking forward to the relief of having the things, and we want you to find the relief before the thing comes, whatever the thing is.
Yes, and I greatly appreciated what you said to an earlier person too about that, about letting those things happen and letting that other person create their own reality too. So my final question would be, my desires are this is the reality I want to create. I know she wants to create her own reality, and I've gained that appreciation today that she's doing what she wants to do, and she's making that for herself. But what of that? You know, the things that she wants to do, if it's not in line with what I'm trying to create as well, and bringing her back. I mean, of course, I don't want to force somebody to do that.
Well, here's the thing. We don't want you to bring her back. We want you to bring your happiness back. And when you do, someone like her or her will come back, will come to you. You got to let go of it being this specific person, and you got to let go of it being this specific person right now, and you've got to broadcast as if it's already happened, and then it will begin to happen in obvious ways. You see, it's difficult, we know. When you really, really want something and it really, really isn't happening, then you really, really, really are annoyed at these words. Really, really, really. We know. Because you have felt the relief of things going the way you want them to go. But we just got to say to you that you are training yourselves to be conditional, and that's not going to serve you well. Because there are conditions, as you have found out, that you can't control. If you could control the conditions, she'd be there where she wanted to be or not. In some ways, if you could just get through to her. Just let go of needing to control the condition and control the only thing that you can control, which is the way you feel, by all of the tools that you have, looking away, looking at other things, finding snatches of time when you are feeling really good. We wouldn't spend too much time remembering the good times, because that just makes you feel the absence of the good times that maybe aren't happening right now. And then the better you feel, the better you feel. The worse you feel, the worse you feel. The worse you feel, the more you spew. The less you spew, the better you feel. You've got this. You know what to do. And we would like it if, when we say have fun with it, you would not think that we are mocking you. In other words, have fun with this. We mean it. Have fun with this. Have fun with releasing your grief is what we're saying. Have fun with releasing your grief. Well, all you hear is grief, 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 grief. Have fun with moving forward to who you are. Have fun with remembering who you are. Have fun with all the gifts that are coming to you out of this. Have fun with the stability that you're discovering as a result of this. Have fun with the autonomy that is you. Have fun with the alignment with source energy that is you. Have fun with hooking into the clarity of source energy who knows who you are and what you really want. Have fun with watching the trail light up for you. Have fun with, after the fact, when you're together, remembering the way that you came together. Jerry and Esther told that story endlessly of the way that they came together and the number of ways that after the fact that they were together, they realized were also lined up for them to come together. The way they met and the way they came together was a thrilling unfolding to them. But the longer they were together and the more people they met, the more people that they knew were going to introduce them anyway. In other words, it was going to happen because it was in the vortex. There was no way that it could not happen, you see. No way that it could not happen. No way. There's no possibility that you are not going to find this person that you are looking for and live happily ever after. There's no possibility that that's not going to happen. But you got to get over the fact that it hasn't happened yet in order to let it happen. And that applies to everything you want, no matter what it is. Enough?
Understood. Thank you.
Really good.
Thank you very much.
Really good.